You kids ever played Where's Waldo? You ever played that game?
I've read the book before. I played it once.
You have played it? It's been a while back. You played it, Xander? No? How about you, Becca?
Yeah.
You've played Where's Waldo? Well, we've got a lot of different guys out there. There's Baldo, there's Waldo, and Fred. They're distant cousins from each other. You can see some family resemblance. So, Xander, I want you to guess, okay? Which one of these do you think, A, B, or C, which one do you think is Baldo?
The one in the
Which
middle.
one, A, B, or C?
B.
All right. And which one do you think is Waldo? And which one, Fred?
The girls, the Fred one.
Which one do you think is Waldo? A, B, or C?
A.
Okay. Got a guess there. And which one do you think is Fred? The one that's left? All right. Andrew, you get a guess now. Which one do you think is Baldo? A, B, or C?
A.
A? All right, which one do you think is Waldo?
B.
B? And you think Fred is C. All right. Jeremy, what do you think? Which one's Baldo?
B.
All right. Which one do you think's Waldo?
A.
Okay. And which one do you think is Fred?
C.
Why do you think he's Fred? What do you think, Kimberly?
I think A's Waldo.
Okay.
I think B's Fred.
Okay.
And C's Waldo.
All right. All right, Ruth. Which one's Baldo?
B.
Which one's Waldo?
A.
All right. And which one's Fred?
C.
All right. Krista, which one do you think's Baldo?
B.
Okay.
And Waldo's A.
All right.
Fred is C.
Okay. What do you think, Andrea? Which one do you think's Baldo?
B.
Which one do you think's Waldo?
A.
Okay. Which one do you think's Fred?
C.
You just picking the same stuff everybody else is picking?
Which one's Fred?
I'd say C.
C is Fred? Okay.
Which one do you think's?
Which Baldo?
A.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And that leaves Waldo as B? Okay.
All right. How come we're not getting the same answers on everything?
Because some of us know who Waldo actually is. Because they all
Well, the kids you're
look
asking
different to us.
don't know who Waldo is. They're just guessing.
Right. It's just a guess. So some people say it's A, some say it's B, some say it's C. Each one. Did anybody get? Did Baldo, Waldo, or Fred get all exactly the same votes? Like, did everybody say, "Yep, we know for sure it's A. We know for sure it's B. We know for sure it's C"? Who thinks this? Who thinks this one's Baldo? Raise your hand if you think this one's Baldo.
Chelsea does.
So Jeremy and Landon. All right. Why do you think that's Baldo?
No.
Okay. Who thinks this one's Baldo? All right. You five. What or six? Why do you think that's Baldo?
Because his pants are bald. His tummy's bald.
He looks like he has a receding hairline.
He's the baldest out of all of them.
Why do you think this is Fred?
He's a cowboy.
Because he needs
He
his
just
meds.
looks like a Fred.
Yeah, what's up, YouTube? This is Fred.
Now, does it make any difference? Did you take Waldo off?
I didn't. It was in that same group of pictures as that other one.
All right. So what if I show you something? What if I show you who Waldo is? So I'm going to come around and show you a picture, and then we're going to vote again, okay? All right. See that guy on the right there? That's Waldo. You see that? Now, see that guy on the right there? That's Waldo. That's what Waldo looks like. See, that's what Waldo looks like? You see Waldo? See what way the stripes go and the way his face looks?
I've played a puzzle,
See
but
Waldo?
not the game.
Chelsea.
That's how I know how.
Now, once you see the original, once you see what Waldo actually looks like, which one do you think is Waldo? A, B, or C?
A.
It was unanimous that time.
Pretty much.
Now, some people got the answer right the first time around, but did everybody get the answer right?
No.
Some people got, why did some people get the answer wrong?
They'd never seen it before.
They were guessing. They had never seen before, so I guess he could be Waldo. I mean, he could be Waldo, he could be Waldo. But if you've never seen, you might get it wrong. Some of the people that got it right
We're also guessing.
were just guessing. They just got lucky. They just stumbled on, A. I guess A is Waldo. Okay, well, you're right.
Everybody
just
else was
lucky.
saying it.
Some people got it right because you'd already seen the original. Some of you got it right because you got it wrong the first time when we did this 2 years ago. And then you found out who Waldo was. And this time around you said, oh, okay, I know who Waldo is. I'm going to pick him. And yet, just 5 minutes later, everybody unanimously said, A, that's Waldo. Why? Why did you all get it right just like that? It makes a difference when you see the original, doesn't it? If you know what the original looks like, then it's easy to spot the counterfeits. But let's imagine that these aren't Baldo, Waldo, and Fred, but these are Orthodoxy, Catholicism, and Protestantism. Which one looks like the original church? Well, I don't know. I think Jesus had a cowboy hat. I don't know. The apostles were a little big in the midline, right?
I think A.
You can't know unless you know what the original looks like. Unless you've had some way to see the original. If all you're going off of is guessing, you might stumble on the right church, or you might guess wrong and go to the wrong place. You might think you know what the original was like. You might say, well, I like the way this guy's dressed better. I like his glasses better. But I never asked you which guy do you like the best. I just said which one is Waldo. And the only way you can know is to see the original. And in the Orthodox Church, how do we have a connection to the original? Well, the apostles ordained bishops. Those bishops taught the same faith as the apostles. And then the next generation of bishops, they were ordained, and they taught the same faith as the people that had ordained them. And then they ordained more bishops that taught the same faith as them, all the way down until today. And you have churches that have passed down in that line. They got to see the original, and then they taught other people. And then the people that grew up in that, they got to see this continuation of the original church, and they got to pass it down to the next generation until today. It would be just like somebody drawing this 2,000 years ago and teaching somebody else, okay, you draw it exactly the same way. And so that we still have Waldo today. But along the way, some people still break off and they start drawing their icons a little differently. They start drawing the pictures differently. They start changing things. Now, there are some people who will tell us, you don't need to listen to the bishops. You don't need to go back to the original writings of the early church and see what the church fathers taught. You don't need this line of bishops that have taken the original teachings and brought it down to today. All you need is a written record. All you need is some sort of a description in words of what the real thing actually looks like. And then you will be able to recreate the true church. So what they do is they go to sola scriptura, scripture alone. And they say, we think that the apostles put enough information in the Bible, enough information in the scriptures, that you don't use them with church history, and you don't use them with the teachings of the bishops and the apostles that have passed down through the church, but you ignore all that and you just look at the Bible alone. That's all you need. And I want to try something here. I want you to tell me in words how to draw Waldo. I want you to tell me what he looks like. So, what color should his shirt be?
Red and white, orange and white, orange and
So he needs an orange and white shirt.
Uh-huh.
What else about him? Tell some more stuff.
Pants.
The orange and white shirt have stripes on them.
Okay.
Okay, so that it needs to be orange and white or red and white.
Where I come from, that shirt is red.
Yeah, we ran out of red, so he's orange today. But either red and white or orange and white, and the shirt needs to have stripes.
And they need to be horizontal.
Okay, stripes that are horizontal.
I know.
Big black shoes.
So black shoes.
Orange and white hat. Glasses.
Okay, hat is orange and white or red and white, right?
With pom-pom glasses.
Okay, with a pom-pom.
Circle glasses, Landon.
All right, glasses
How big?
need to be circles. All
Blue
right,
pants.
what?
And
Blue
pants.
And pants need to be blue. So let's just go over, I already put that. So let's see here. Tell me if we've written it right. So we have an orange and white or red and white shirt with horizontal stripes, black shoes, a hat that is orange and white or red and white with a pom-pom on it, circular glasses, and blue pants. Right? Does that sound like a good description of Waldo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go over this again. Let's see here. So, based on the description that you gave me, the hat has to be orange and white or red and white, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you said that it has to have some sort of a pom-pom on it?
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to have glasses or not?
Glasses.
Okay, in what shape?
Circle.
All right, so we'll do circular glasses. Okay, yeah, we wrote that down, circular glasses. What about the shirt? What did we write down about the shirt?
Orange and white or red and white. With horizontal stripes. And don't forget the long sleeves.
Long sleeves, okay.
Sticking up hair.
Hold on, we're just going off of what we already wrote down. Takes me a little time to make all this, all right? So now, I've already made his hat. I'm making the shirt with horizontal orange stripes. If I had a red marker, we could do red stripes. So I'm following to the letter exactly what we have written down as our description. Okay? And then what did you say about his pants?
Blue, 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 blue.
All right, do some blue breeches.
And Waldo is long sleeves. What I meant to say.
And long sleeves.
Sticking up here.
And then finally, what did you say about his feet, about his shoes?
They're black and big.
Big black shoes. Okay. So now, we're going to do a little test on Sola Scriptura, okay? Did we accurately describe Waldo over here?
Yeah.
When in writing we said that he has orange and white or red and white shirt with horizontal stripes. Is that accurate? When we wrote down that he has black shoes, is that accurate? When we put in writing that his hat would be orange and white or red and white and they would have a pom-pom on it, is that accurate? When we wrote down that he would have glasses in the shapes of circles, is that accurate? And blue pants, is that accurate?
Yes.
Now here's Sola Scriptura. I followed these instructions to the T. I drew Waldo with an orange and white shirt with horizontal stripes, black shoes, a hat that's orange and white with a pom-pom on it, glasses with circles, and blue pants. Is that Waldo?
That's bear.
Funny.
He looks like a bear.
A teddy bear.
Did I draw exactly what this says to draw?
Yes.
That's Sola Scriptura. That's why there are 30,000 denominations in Protestantism. If all you look at is what is written, you get a lot of helpful information. I mean, do the Orthodox use what is written? Do we venerate the Holy Scriptures? Do we follow the Scriptures? Absolutely. But if all you go by is what is written, your church will look like this. And the only way you're going to be able to follow these instructions and not end up with this, but end up with this, is if you read Holy Scripture with the eyes of the fathers, according to the tradition of the church, in line with how the church has always interpreted it. If you had 2,000 years worth of people drawing Waldo this way, then whenever they see these written instructions, it would jog their memories and they'd say, oh yeah, I remember what Waldo looks like, and okay, I need to put these horizontal stripes, I need these black shoes, I need this pom-pom on the hat. So through the guidance of tradition, through the guidance of church history, you can read what is written, understand it, and draw the correct picture.
But we didn't say he had flowers on his pants.
You didn't say he didn't.
And we didn't say he had a face either. That had a tongue sticking out.
You didn't say he didn't have a tongue sticking
Or
out.
a blue pom-pom.
That's the point, is you didn't tell him anything about those things.
Everything that we wrote,
He
I
put
followed
everything in there
exactly.
that you told him.
I put
Exactly.
everything on there that you told me. He's not even the right height, he's not the right width, he's just all out of proportion. And that's what you get if you try to create the church from scratch just by reading the Bible alone. You end up with something that's all out of proportion. You make certain things that you key in on, you make that too big a part of the faith. There's other parts of the faith that weren't mentioned, or that weren't mentioned in a way that you recognize, and so you leave those out entirely. The only way you're going to be able to follow what's written and get the truth is if you read what is written in line with the teachings and the history of the church. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So whenever you read the scriptures, do you think you should just sit down and read them on your own? Or should you say, I wonder how the Orthodox Church has always interpreted this passage. I wonder how the early church fathers interpreted this passage. I wonder what my bishop and priest say about this passage. What is the right way to read what is written?
The second one?
Yep, that's right.